Hi, families. Hi, boys and girls. Mrs. Horde has a different sort of message today, and I would actually like your boys and girls and families to watch this message together. This has to do with how our week will look a little different this week, possibly into next week, but we're hoping to get as many done this week as possible. So this week we have to start assessments. These are assessments that we would normally be doing in school at this time of year anyway. And the district has asked us to do them from home through Zoom meetings one-on-one with your children, and to do them in the closest to a school setting as possible, which means that I'll be working with your child one-on-one using the computer to take the STAR assessment. The STAR assessment is something for kindergarten and first grade that they would normally take on the iPad, which is another reason that I will log on and use my computer to run it. So what will happen is your child and I will have a one-on-one meeting, and I will sign in as the child and project it onto my screen. So the entire test will run through my computer. Obviously, I won't be picking their answers. They will be telling me orally. There are three choices, three boxes that they get to choose from. And they'll tell me I want the first box, the second box, or the third box. The reason for this is that we'll know that they are taking it in a timely manner and not having any computer glitches that would occur at home. And also we would really like to know that they're working just with us. So we're going to ask parents at that time to hopefully sign them on into an area that's nice and quiet and able to let them focus. The test is about 10 to 15 minutes. So if they could have those few minutes just alone with me to take the test and concentrate. For second grade, the test is a little bit longer and it looks a little bit different. This child will be reading it aloud to me, and same thing, they'll tell me at that point their answer is an A, B, C, D form, and I would plug in what they wanted, and then I would press to the next button. Their test is about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on their reading ability. So a couple of things to keep in mind: the time frame, and then how it will be administered. If you could set them up in the area and then give them that time and space by themselves, and then what it will look like during the week. So my regular group meetings will not occur this week. Like I said, hopefully just for this week, but I do have to service kindergarten, first and second grade throughout the week, and we will be meeting one-on-one instead. So please look for a date that you'll receive, a date and a time that we will meet together. And of course, if this doesn't work for you because you're a family that does your work a little bit later in the day, then we will certainly make accommodations. The other thing is that when all of these STAR assessments are done, we will also be doing what we call in school an F&P, which is a running record. We're using a different type of assessment for it since we're home, but it's the same sort of thing where your child will be reading a story to me, and I'll be having some quick questions for them after. And again, it will be just to see how they are doing home. One important thing to keep in mind through all of this is we know where they were. We know how hard everyone is working right now. We know that this is not ideal circumstances for anyone involved, for families, for us, for the kids. So we want to see how all of this is piecing together and where we stand for September. So please know that we just want the child to do their best, just like we would ask them in school. I always tell them some questions will be hard for you, some questions will be easy. That is what is supposed to happen on this test. So the questions are supposed to change up and down as we go. So please keep that in mind. Any help that they would receive is not really help because it just changes the data that we're looking at. And for this, it's just helping us to know what sort of gaps exist and what we'll need to be working on for the fall. So you should receive an invite from me. The only reason that it wouldn't be from me is if your child also works with Mrs. Morgan or Mrs. Lipka or Mrs. Grissom. So if your child works with one of those other teachers and overlaps with me, then you may receive one of the invitations from them. Otherwise, I will be seeing you one-on-one soon this week. Thank you.